VG, VGA and DVI, what? Are those on the motherboard? Alright, holy shit. I didn't realize that. Well, let me look at the let me look at the manual for you, Jen. I'll see if they have it listed anywhere. Soundstage, but I'll have to look into this more frequently later. I love this big red start button though. That's what that button says right there. Start. Pretty sweet. Motherboard layout. IRQ assignments. Hopefully won't need those. That's some of the worst kind of stuff when you think you have an IRQ conflict or something. Hate that. Hate it. Memory, yeah, I know. Which, oh man, I can't wait to fill those up. Yeah, the layout. Yeah, it doesn't list it, which I'm not surprised, because most people don't need to know that kind of stuff. Northbridge can get ridiculously hot. You think it's below this, or this? One of these heat sinks? That would make sense. Here, let me. I gotta get it out anyway to show the. See, you can see in there. That's under that heatsink, and then under there. I can't really see without the light, but yeah, hard to tell. Alright. There. And this goes in here. Snap in. Or does it snap in from the back? That's smart. No. Okay. I always forget how these things go in. They don't screw. Sit there? That doesn't make sense. Check the manual. USB 2 connectors. Who uses USB 2 anymore? Most people, actually. Fans. System panel. Come on. Not. Oh, okay. Here's the building. Yes, install a Q-Shield to the chassis I/O panel. This just sits in there. With Board of Doom. I hope it doesn't, like... I hope it's Doom of other people. You think it's under the heatsink? Well, I mean, you can't have heat sinks on everything, Jen. Come on. I think that just... Oh, that can't be right. Appreciate your need for power, fan. There we go. Snaps in. See? Sometimes you just gotta push on something until it goes where you want it to. That's what she... Actually, that doesn't sound like something a woman would actually say. Don't come to me for dating advice, kids. Or if you do, you get what you pay for. Voltage regulators and Northbridge heat each other up. Well, you know, that's why it's got a big heatsink. Thought cool Northbridge got over 80 degrees Celsius. Well, who checks the Northbridge temperature? You're a weirdo. Now, should, and I stress should, slide right in, and should also be over the mounting pins, which it doesn't seem to be. There it goes. There. Oh, okay. One of the corners wasn't snapped in. That fits perfectly. That's so great. I love that. Love that. Okay. Just just in case. Bring its IO ports are aligned. Right. I'm following the manual because this is important to me, and I want to make sure I don't get anything wrong. 9 screws. Place 9 screws in the holes indicated by circles. Oh, they actually have circles on the motherboard. To secure the motherboard to the chassis. And it actually has a little diagram of where they should go. Nice. Okay, and then the CPU is next, so... board screws... They didn't... No screws. Really? The motherboard didn't come with screws? That's kind of confusing. Yeah, I know. Crap. There's the stuff it's supposed to have with it. Well, it's... Yeah, the tools and components in the table above are not included. That would be 1 bag of screws. Well, I've got some over here. I'm glad I still have them. I don't know if these are specifically motherboard rated screws, but they work. North bridge is important at the CPU. Also does a lot of work. Unlike the south bridge. Well, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. And if it's not fine, just think about it, Jen. You'll be able to say, "You told me so." And won't that be fun? Okay, I kind of want to... Is the case thing. Those are fan, motherboard, hard drive screws, okay. So none of those screws should be used for the motherboard. That's fine. If these fit. Put a screw there. Aren't necessarily the right kind, but they're a low profile, and they do fit. I've got a bunch of them. And like it says in the manual, do not over tighten the screws because you will damage the motherboard. You can warp the motherboard, and if that happens, yeah, the tolerances on these things are very important. You can actually, it's like, I don't know how many layers motherboards are these days, but there's a bunch of layers of actual silicon and, excuse me, connections and all that stuff in there. You do not want to break those. Southbridge heatsink is so small and only hand warm. Why do you put your hand on it? Grab. This is actually one of the coolest tools in my toolkit. Little screw grabby thing. Very handy when dealing with screws in confined spaces that you drop, that you don't want to go in with your fingers. You just, you know, have this thing in there, and you just push the plunger and those little tongs come out, and you just let it go and it pulls it back. That's really, really handy. This whole toolkit thing, I got this at Best Buy, I don't know, like 15 years ago. And it's come with me the entire time. Very, very handy. Because you can, I assume you mean. Well, I guess that's a fair reason. I mean, you're already monitoring its temperature, so I don't know why you'd need to put your hand on it. But if you want to, it's yours. You can do whatever weird things you like to do. Okay. This screwdriver seems to be a little big. This one seemed to be a little small. It is. Alright. So we'll go with another. Where the hell is that? Where's... God damn it. Another of my favorite tools. I can find where I put the goddamn thing. Must be in the other room. Be right back. That's Virginia. The other room. I thought it would be in. I used the damn thing today. It's a driver. Oh. I don't remember what I used it on. Oh wait, it should be. Hang on, I'll be right back. It was in the other room, I just didn't see it. It is this. It is a tiny little screwdriver. It is a ratcheting screwdriver. It's fantastic. It also has modular heads. My dad bought me this many years ago, and it's really, really handy. Got all these different tips in the handle. Highly recommended. And it's small enough you can get it into all kinds of small spaces. It works really well for building PCs. Although that head is the perfect size. So, these are a little tough to get to. Hey, Angle That, how you doing? Welcome. Feeling the temperature is better than seeing some numbers? I don't know, dude. Numbers don't lie. Your hand can be like, oh, that doesn't feel too hot. But your hand is lying to you. I love the screwdriver. Oh, cat found a box. Cat found a box with plastic in it. Cat is in heaven. Cat is licking the plastic and laying in the box at the same time. I wish I could show her, but I only have the one camera. That is the one downside of that particular screwdriver, is it's not very long. And there's a lot of that's what she said type stuff happening. Okay. That is the motherboard. One that's even smaller. Yeah, these things are great. These are just amazing. Okay. Make sure that's seated. Yep, that's where it needs to be. All the ports are showing correctly through the IO shield, which oh, it's bulging a little bit, but that's not a big deal. Probably because the foam needs to compress. Alright, where now should be the power supply. Not the power supply, that's this. CPU. Yeah, correct CPU, do not install, right. Oh, I see. This is usually the part that people get really nervous about, putting in the the CPU. I don't know why I keep calling it the power supply. That's where it goes. Okay, and I do have, oops. Lost my place. I do have a big old heatsink and fan assembly that was too big for my last case. Am I going to stream until I end the PC? Until I'm finished building this? Yes, that is the plan. That is the plan. Hopefully it shouldn't take too long. I mean, I'm thinking, usually I stream 6 hours. I've already been online for an hour. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna stream the entirety of this build. I would really like to maybe look it up and see if it posts today. But I'm not sure, because I have to, like, I want to put my capture card in here, and my capture card is currently in the PC that's streaming now. So I might not do that. I'm not sure. But let me go grab my thermal stuff first. Take this out because I haven't yet. This is my cutting tape knife. That's all it's ever been used for. Got this many years ago. And it's just easy to have around. Come on, box. Oh, it's already got a heatsink. Nice. Here, cat. Box. Yes. So hopefully, that's the processor. Such a tiny little thing. Tiny little thing. Definitely the most important part. And this heatsink. This is your standard heatsink. I'm just gonna cover that. Don't want dust to get in there or anything. Here, cat, have another box. I'm confusing the cat by throwing boxes at her, and she's like, "What the fuck?" But then she gets all curious. So this is your standard fan with a tiny little heatsink. That already has thermal paste on it. Interesting. Yeah, we'll use that. Oh, well. Oh, they taped the manual shut. Why would you do that? Rule number 1, never use the stock CPU heatsink. I'm using the stock sink in the PC that's running now, Jen. And I always have, because I got that, the other one that I have, I got it for that PC, but it's too big for that case. So I've always been using the stock one. How many gig is my video card? I think it's 4 gig. It is a 4 gig NVIDIA GTX 970. I can see it from here. It's over there. Version A, version B. Right. Yeah. And I mean, I know you're a freak for cooling, Jen, but okay, and that's all right. You know that. Let me. I'm gonna go grab that other thermal paste and heatsink just in case. Okay, so I actually found a couple of things of thermal compound. Here's one, which I don't think is open. Yeah, I don't know where I got that. But this was the heatsink I was talking about, Jen. This is the end that goes on the CPU. So it might actually be too big for this case too. Now that should fit. So I can use that. I mean, obviously it would go that way because you want the fan to go to the back. And then there's actually, oh yeah, this is the thermal paste that came with that heatsink. So I probably shouldn't use that. I don't know how long it takes for that stuff to go bad. I don't want to wash my hands. I've got some dust on my hands now. Clean this out because it's been sitting. This has been sitting on a shelf for a little while. Are you gonna play new games on high graphics? Yes, Angle that. This PC is being built specifically to play and stream Fallout 4 whenever it comes out at the highest possible settings. That is why I'm making this PC. That is the whole reason that I went and got all these parts, and I'm super excited about it. And obviously that's not until November, but until then, I'm going to be playing a whole bunch of other games on the highest possible settings because I really want to do that. I'm going to wash my hands because they have dust on them, and I'm going to be handling processor. I don't want to get dust in there. I'll be right back. Okay, that is much better. I think Bioshock will work on it? That is a really good question, Jocelyn. I hope so. Because that was a goddamn audio issue, which I don't even know where that came from. So I plan on finding out. I would really like to play through Bioshock again. GTA 5 on Ultra? Eh. Selling PC2 and your video card is 6 gig. Oh, nice. Yeah, well, this whole build... Yes, hello, cat. I don't know if you can hear the cat. I know when I was doing audio tests last night, the microphone was picking her up when she was on the floor. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, this whole build, all of the parts for the PC, including a spare monitor, ended up costing about $1,500. Which, if I wasn't going for super ultra powerful, it could easily, I could easily have built a good PC for like $800. Nah. Made in Vietnam. That's interesting. Oh, how do I align this? I really make sure this is aligned correctly. I'm pretty sure there's only one way it'll actually go in because of how they cut the corners and stuff, but they don't say. I do not want to buy another processor. I really don't. I don't know why there's two different installation procedures listed in this. Oh, it's two different kinds of processors. Alright. The 980, yeah. I looked at the 980s, but that was like another $150, and the price of this was already getting pretty high, so I decided not to go with it. All right, there's got to be. Okay, there is one corner that's marked over here. But it's not marked on the motherboard. Really want this to go in the right way. Like, you don't even know how much I want this to go in the right way. Alright, well, let me look at the motherboard manual. Maybe it says. Gen, you and your processors. Oh, okay, there it is. So the little triangle corner mark should go in the bottom left. We Huh. Sure, I was looking at the right orientation. Socket. Yep. Okay. That means goes in like that. Good. Yeah. Perfect. Now. Yeah, okay. This is the part a lot of people get nervous about. Do this. Yep. Cover needed to come off anyway. Let me just verify that this isn't... Okay. Yeah, this snaps down. Makes a lot of people nervous. Doesn't... Why is it not snapping? Am I doing that wrong? Nope, that's... supposed to snap. Not snapping. Hey, welcome, Toastman. I'm glad you're enjoying it. At least I hope you are. Even though I don't know why this isn't snapping. Were you asking how much mine is? Angle? That's... really needs to... That cover need to be on it? I wouldn't think so. Oops. Nope. Supposed to snap in. Snapping. Yeah, that's aligned correctly. That's right where it needs to be. Oh, maybe because that's... Gotta snap down. I don't want the processor to fall out. That is an important part. Oh, it doesn't snap down. Okay. It's just under that screw. I know to not poorly distribute the thermal compound, I know. It's just a dot, little dot in the middle. I know. Even though this other heatsink, like the stock one that comes with it, they added some stripes for you, which is nice, but you don't do that. You don't need to do that. But again, Jen, if you missed it, this is the stock heatsink. This is the one I'm going to use. Okay? So don't freak out. It's going to be fine. Lots of air gets trapped that way? Yeah, that would be bad. Yeah, that's how I do it, Jen. A dot in the center and let it bleh. Okay, so yeah, mine actually angle. Mine is also EVGA. My bad. That's the brand I tend to go with. I like those a lot. It's interesting though. In the manual, it doesn't tell you about how specifically to apply the thermal compound, just to do it. Like, all right, stuff could have dried out. I'm gonna test a little. Alright, cool. So yeah, it's a little blown out because of this lamp. This lamp is like a daylight one. The thermal compound I'm gonna use the stuff that came with that heatsink, which I just squeezed out a little bit just to make sure it still worked. Or I could use this stuff. It's all the same really. I've never used this. This has been in the package since I got it. I don't remember where I got this. It must have come with something. I don't know. But I'll use this stuff. With graphite? I don't think so.